Hello everyone and welcome to a short Star Wars World of Public video where I'm going to be looking at the Season 7 ranked PvP rewards. Now I don't do ranked PvP at all, so this doesn't really pertain to me, but just in general I know there's been a lot of buzz around what are these rewards people have been wanting to see, and finally BioWare has released information about it. But perhaps most importantly, I do like to review aesthetic things on my channel. I review a lot of stuff like cartel packs, and I like to talk about just the items that are available, some of the really cool stuff that we have access to. And so PvP rewards and these ranked PvP rewards I feel like are fitting just to throw up on my channel because I haven't really talked about ranked PvP rewards. So let's see if these are really that nice. Basically what we have here is the Gerada's Acklay mount. So this is the big kind of thing that that they release. Usually what we see in ranked PvP rewards are very exclusive mounts or weapons. And what they'll do is usually they'll release the first version of a mount through ranked PvP. And what I mean by that is the first Rancor ever put in the game, the first Nexu ever put in the game, those were ranked PvP rewards. And then in a later cartel pack after that, they reskinned the mount and introduced it obviously with a different name and put it in some cartel pack or another. But what's different is we already have access to an Acklay mount. So it's not the fact that this is an Acklay mount that makes it so exclusive or nice or even worthy of being a ranked PvP reward. It's the fact that it has a really different color scheme, I guess. It's got those blue legs, the golden body, and then those two horns sticking out of its side. So it does have some unique aspects to it, but at the end of the day, it is just a reskin of an Acklay mount that we already have. And a lot of people have been wondering, why aren't there exclusive mounts available for ranked PvP rewards? Because to be quite honest, ranked PvP is not a joke. It is very competitive. I've tried my hand at it and failed miserably. It's very competitive. There's a really high caliber of gameplay there, and to have racked up a ton of tokens and to have a really high rating is not an easy achievement. And so I would say, given that we have things like Wings of the Architect and very, very nice decorations and mounts dropping out of these operations, you'd think that maybe you'd see some of that really exclusive stuff in the ranked PvP. Things like Wings of the Architect, which have not been released. No mount has ever even looked close to that. Maybe the jetpacks get a little close, but still you can totally see the difference. So why don't we see that kind of exclusivity in these ranked PvP rewards? Well, Eric Musko did kind of respond to that question in an interview, and I remember him saying something like, the operations are always there, and you're always going to have access to that. So for example, if you want the Wings of the Architect, no matter at what point in time you're playing the game, you can always go run that operation and try your hand at getting that mount. But with these ranked PvP rewards, the reason that they're in some sense exclusive is because they're only going to be available to those players who played for that season. So no one's ever going to have an Acklay mount that looks like this, but people can always go and try to have the Wings of the Architect because that operation is always going to be there. And so that's kind of why it's not that that's kind of why in some sense it is exclusive. Then we have this crystal. Now unfortunately the crystal is utterly disappointing. You still have access to a very nice crystal though. As you guys can see, I don't know if I'm going to show it now, but at the top there's an image there that says these are going to be the vendor rewards. And it says ranked black silver striated color crystal. Those are very nice crystals. Those have been there for some time now, and it seems like they're kind of periodically available, and so those are very nice crystals to get. But this eternal gold blue crystal, in my opinion, doesn't look very nice, and there are nicer crystals on the GTN that will probably be very cheap as well. This just looks like one of those crystals which the color scheme doesn't really go together, and I don't really see anyone wearing this or using it on their weapons. So that's a little bit disappointing. Then aside from that, there's no armor or no weapons, which in my opinion, the weapons that have been ranked PvP rewards often are pretty nice. I've seen a few from Season 1, Season 2 and stuff. And so there's no weapons, which is unfortunate, and there's also no armor sets. So I would assume that with the amount of work and effort that players have to put in to get a high rating and to get all these tokens, that maybe, they would start incorporating more weapons and armors and things that are a lot more pertinent to those players. So unfortunately, the rewards, in my opinion, aren't that good, but the information is here, and so I thought I'd throw a video up there. I hope ranked PvPers are satisfied. I mean, I haven't really put any effort into doing ranked PvP, so the fact that these rewards aren't too good don't really affect me, but it will affect those players that put a lot of work into it. So I hope that they actually find these rewards to be worth it and worth their time. One of the nice things are the titles, though. Those are very exclusive, and the titles are pretty interesting. You have things like the Eternal, and then it puts your advanced class and your name in there. There's really cool things like Slayer of, and they're incorporating the character name, which is really cool. So Slayer of the Square, Canyon Crusher, Orbital Station Obliterator, Misa Mauler, Cove Cutthroat. These are all relating to the fact that those are arenas. and so it's pretty cool to have those titles. But at the end of the day, those are the ranked PvP rewards. I hope you guys enjoyed this really short video. Just wanted to quickly throw this out there, and I'll see you in the next one.